So what we are discussing last class? Okay. So when should we create variable? We have completed, right? Yeah. So please write on this. We must not create variable just for fun. Correct? Huh? Because I know concept I'll create and it leads to performance. It leads to program execution slow because it leads to program execution flow because variable creation consumes memory and time. Only if you need to reuse a value or an object in the next lines of the code. Problems. Less time. Less time. Okay, this final variable related, many people confused. So we'll discuss it in the next chapter. Okay. At this minute, just leave it. And here, displaying via variable takes more time. Sorry? Yeah, more time. Naresh, I came late to the class. You came more later. What are you doing here? Accessing members from object accessing members from the object by using referenced variable. Fast it will come, takes time. It takes some time. Kiran Patidar, your video on. Directly object without using reference variable. Very faster, better than previous approach. Come on, it's too much fast will get better than previous. Takes less time compared to above average. Significant difference will be there. When you go for multiple, so many objects, then difference you can see. Reference variable, read all. Are you writing or watching? Here, x and y values are reading from same object or different object? Above, in above 2 lines, x and y values are reading from 2 different objects. We can use this example many times. You're going to use this syntaxes. Now let's go to the next point. Let's do this, right? And we can use the object without using reference variable also, right? Okay, so please practice this example many times. You're going to use this syntaxes. Now let's go to the next point. Ready? Completed a class? Any confusions? 6.java. Today class is very important. Please focus. I'm taking this class name as well, test 06. Today class is really very difficult to understand. Even you try to understand also, you cannot understand. So what to do? Don't try to understand. What I'm saying, even if you try to understand also, you cannot understand, I'm saying, na? So that's why don't try to understand. What to do? Okay, watch the program, answer to my questions. That's it. Don't put your brain. Don't show your talent. If you show your talent, topic will become horrible. If you're just watching the screen and what questions I am asking, accept it. Try to reply as much as you can. Okay, na? Don't show your talent. Topic is very difficult. In C language, I can create variables directly inside the class. I mean, directly inside the source code, source file, abc.c, whatever. Now in Java also, can I create variable directly inside Java file? Is it possible? ఏదో చెప్తా ఉండాలి, అలా కూర్చోవచ్చు సైలెంట్గా. తెలుగులో ఏమంటాను తెలుసా? సైలెంట్ కూర్చుంటే మోగం వద్దంటాను, తెలుసు కదా. Okay, so don't sit silently, try to speak. Say yes or no. And tell me, inside a Java file, can I create variables directly? No. If you try to create, compiler will throw error. What class, interface, enum, or record expected? What the meaning of the statement class, interface, enum, record expected? This meaning is, Babu, I am a object-oriented programming language. Inside my Java file, every statement should start with either class or interface or enum or record. Apart from this, anything you write, I will scold you. Okay, compiler accepted. Okay, then I am writing these two variables creation inside a class. Is it allowed? Yes, no compile time error. Now the same two statements I am creating inside the method, either with the same name or a different name, doesn't matter. Okay, tell me, inside method can I create? Yes. It may be main method or it may be normal our own M1 method. It doesn't mean that only main method. Okay, method means can be anything. Okay, control 1, compile. So tell me, in Java, where are you allowed to create variables? Only inside class or inside method. If you try to create inside a Java file, compiler will throw error. Point is clear? Now, why we are not allowed to create inside a Java file? Why you are allowed to create only inside a class or inside a method? Okay, let us analyze this point. What is the purpose of class? Representing object. What the purpose of method? Representing operation. Okay. Now, what this Java file representing? Representing nothing. Whom it is representing? Yeah, it representing nothing. When it is representing nothing, then whose values it is? Whose values is it? Nothing values, right? Then why are storing nothing values? Nothing fellow. Are you following my point? That's what the compiler meaning. If you create variables inside a Java file, these values of whom? No one's. Then when no one values, why you are storing here? Nonsense. Remove them. If you create inside a class, whose values? These values are object values. Okay, from this class, which object you are creating, that object values. If you create inside a method, whose values? These values are the operation values. So now tell me, creating variables inside a class, creating variables inside a method meaningful, creating a variables inside a Java file directly is meaningless. That's why compiler throwing error. Understood? Right on this point. Where can we create variables in Java? Where can we create variables in Java? Like in C language, we cannot create variables in, like in C language, in Java, we cannot create variables in Java file directly. We are allowed to create either in, we are allowed to create variables either inside a class or inside a method. Completed. Are you not writing along with me? Don't. Now you have to write like this as it is box. Test.java representing nothing. Then create variables. These are errors. Comment them. Online students, are you writing? Inside class. Class representing object. Inside method representing operation is also allowed. Close M1 method, close class, place it in box. And place this class in box. Place this method in box. This concept, Java supports how many types of variables? Types of variables. Now tell me, I'm taking it as test 07. Now I can create variables where inside a class. Inside a class, I'm creating variables. Let's say I'm taking one variable int x equal to 10, and I'm taking one string variable int s equal to double quotes ABC. Now tell me where I created these two variables inside a class. Then these variables are called class level variables. What the purpose of class level variables? Used for storing values and what? Objects. Values and objects. Even can I write my own class object also? E1 equal to new example. Okay. Used for storing values and objects of whom? Of this class objects. Here this means what? This means what? Current class test 07. This class test 07 objects. Okay. Next. Inside method. Okay, I don't want to take main method. I want to take regular method, M1 method. Inside method also I can create. Inside method also I can create variable. I want to take different type of variables. So double D1 semicolon, double D1 equal to 10. Okay, and then let's say some int array variable int array IA equal to flower bracket 3 comma 4 comma 5. Next, can I create again example class object here also? equal to new example. Now tell me, all these variables are meant for what? What these variables are called? Method level variables. Okay, these are used for storing values and objects of this method. This method performing what? Operation. This method operations. So do you understand? So Java supports how many types of variables? 2 types of variables. Any confusion? Write down. Types of variables. Java supports Java supports 2 types of variables based on data type. 2 types of variables based on data type. What is that? Number one, data type. Primitive variables and referenced variables. Don't watch, write down. I completed my explanation. Primitive variables and referenced variables. And based on the place we declare both primitive variables and referenced variables of 2 types. So now some people are, confusing on primitive types. They are saying 2 types. That's why I want to cover both. If interviewer asks a question, how many types of variables, you have to talk both. Based on data type, 2 types, primitive and reference. Based on the place we declare, 2 types. What are the 2 types? Class level variables and method level variables. Class level variables and method level variables. Below program shows about types of variables creation. Tell me, from one class, how many objects I can create? Now, for example, I am taking a class called what? Student. From this class student, how many objects I can create? For example, I am taking class called what? College. Okay. Inside this class college, I am creating student S1 equal to new student, student S2 equal to new student, and again student S3 equal to new student. Okay, how many instances created? 3, 10, 10. And I'm not drawing memory diagram, expecting you only visualize 20, 20, 30, 30. 3 instances are created. Inside this class, I'm creating one variable called string institute. Okay, string institute. Tell me, this variable institute will get memory in this instance? Also, second instance, also third instance. Everyone replying? I told topic is very horrible. If you don't reply, you will not understand. Okay, and I'm not running behind to force you to talk. Okay, it's up to you. If you want to learn, talk. If you don't want to learn, watch your wish. Now, I'm creating one more variable here in student number and string student name. Okay, now tell here student number and student name will be provided memory in all 3 instances. Yes. Tell me, what is the student one institute value? NIT. Naresh, right? In second instance student institute also NIT. Third student also NIT. This college is what? NIT college. In NIT college, all students college name is what? Institute one. What is the student number? 101. Here student number 12. Here student number name is what? HK. And here name BK. Here name PK. Okay. Now last class already I have explained. Again, just reminding. Tell me, when you create an object, in that object we have multiple values. If all objects are containing same values, then creating variable separate memory in every object, it is a memory waste. That's why what I told you, create that variable as static. Now student number, student name, student number, student name, these 3 variables contain what? Different values. When they have different values, obviously they should have what? Separate memory. Is it clear? Tell me. Now here this institute variable, I must declare it as what? Static. If I declare as a static, is it providing 3 copies memory or 1 copy memory? 1 copy memory is created. Where? In the class itself. Okay, na? In the class itself, it will be provided a memory here. Okay, and in the objects, are these variable? Is this institute variable provided memory? No. Only student number, student name, course will be provided memory. Now, this SNO variable, S1 variable, S2 variable are having access to, are having permission to access what? Same institute variable. Okay, now all 3 variables are pointing to same institute. S1 pointing its own copy memory. S1 pointing its own copy of SNO. S2 pointing its own copy. S3 pointing its own copy. Is it clear? So tell me, class level variables are now divided into how many types? 2 types. What are the 2 types? Static and non-static. Write on next point. Types of class level variables. Types of class level variables. Types of class level variables. Class level variables. Class level variables are further subdivided into 2 types. Number 1, static variables. Number 2, non-static variables. A variable, okay, 1 minute, let me give direct statement. When we are storing same value in all objects, for storing this value, we must use static variable. When we store different value for each object, can you write like this? For a property. For a property. Property and institute is a property. Student number is a property. Student name is what? Property. For a property, when we are storing same value in all objects, for storing this value, we must use static variable. Next, for a property, if we store different value in each object, in each object of this class, we must store this property value by using non-static variable. So what is static variable? What the use of static variable? A variable that is declared inside a method. A variable that is declared outside of all methods inside a class by using static keyword is called static variable. What is a static variable? A variable that is declared inside, should not have inside, outside of all methods and inside, outside of all methods and inside a class by using static keyword is called static variable. ID. How many copies of memory? Single copy memory. Copy means you can say single memory, or you can write copy also. No. Single copy memory for storing a value or an object. For storing a value or an object common to all objects of this class. This class means the class in which we declare the variables. Providing only one copy memory. The next one. What is a non-static variable? Same definition. A variable that is declared outside of all methods, and where inside a class without using static keyword is called non-static variable. Is called non-static variable. Outside of the methods, inside the class is called non-static variable. What is the use of non-static variable? Can you prepare statement? A non-static variable is used for providing, tell me, single copy memory or separate copy memory? Separate copy of memory where in each object is nothing but what? Instance. For storing a value specific to one individual object. You can say that object is what? HK, BK, PK, etc. Here individual object means the particular person. Static keyword, data type, variable name, and how immediately we have to visualize memory. Then side you have to visualize first object, second object, third object. All these objects are pointing to same variable. Okay, na? Right. So write down below program explains. Creating static variable and non-static variable and its memory structure. This is one Java file, student.java. So this project I am writing only for Naresh IT Institute or every institute? Every institute. So common to all institute, but development execution is particular to one institute.
मुंबई इंडिया की फाइनेंशियल कैपिटल है क्योंकि यह
college. This is college.java. 3 objects. 1 second. Hello. 1 second. Without college, institute name is not decided. Can you go for student objects creation? No. First, what should I do? I should initialize static variable. Tell me. Here, what you write? Initializing static variable. What common to all student objects. What do you write now here? Student dot institute equal to double quotes Nareshite Technologies. Simply write Nareshite. Tell me, when you write here, last class I explained bank project, right? So when you want to access static variable for initializing, you must access by using class name. If I access by using object name, any problem? No problem. You can also write what? S1 dot. But what is the problem here? Misunderstand. Okay. If you write S1 dot, other programmer may feel that institute is a non-static variable. Institute is a non-static variable that we are assigning with what object? S1. Then unknowingly maybe you write what? S2 dot institute or what? HK programming word. Okay, now then tell me, now this is student one also belongs to now what? S2. S2 institute. Why? Institute variable has separate copy memory for S1 and S2. Hello. Institute is what variable you created? Sleeping fellows. Static. Static means how many copies memory? If you modify institute variable, then the modified value will come and store in separate memory or same memory. Then Naresh Eddy place what is coming? HKP. Right? Then now the first student also now belongs to what? HK. Following? So we should give a feeling to the other programmer. Array, this is what Babu? Static variable. To give a feeling that it is a static variable, I am calling by using what? Class name dot. Class name dot institute equal to Naresh Eddy. Samajh mein aaya? Right? Then if you write like this, then what happened? Other people are feeling that okay, it is a static variable common to all objects. Then I created first student, second student, and what? Third student. In all these 3 students, that SNO, SName variables are provided separate copy memory. Then now I have to initialize S1 with S1 values, S2 with S2 values. So what do you write now here? Initializing. Here what? Creating 3 instances for 3 students. And then initializing S1 instance. Tell me, S1 dot SNO equal to 101. S1 dot SName equal to HK. Okay. Then next, I have to initialize S2 instance, S2 dot SNO, S2 dot 102 and PK. And then initializing S3, S3 dot SNO, S3 dot S. Okay, got clarity here? Right, write down. S3 and 103 PK. And displaying with class name, but recommended is what? Object reference. To give a feeling, it is also belongs to object. So what do you write? System dot values. What do you write now? First, S1 dot institute colon plus S1 dot. So by using what? With the slash SNO. SNO dot SName. Not equal to. I had to give. Right. Plus also. So how many ways we can access static variable? 2 ways. Using class name, using object also. Sonali, how do you know Eclipse? Who told you? Bolo, who? Your student of batch Selenium. So you are Selenium faculty using Eclipse. Eh? That means your Selenium faculty don't know how to use Edit Plus. Then whose mistake it is? My mistake. Huh? Look at guys. Compiled, executed. Look at here. You access student using S1. Also by using S2. Also by using S3. What are you getting now? Naresh IT, Naresh IT, Naresh IT. So that means if you store value in static variable, that value will be applied to all objects. Okay, Fahed Ahmad. Do you don't know what the use of /n? Escape sequence characters chapter you didn't attend? Use common sense before asking question. Don't behave like a brainless idiots. If I use /n, what happen? If I don't use /n, what happen? It will come here. No space. Why you people waste your energy and my energy? I don't understand. If I use /n, you will get one line gap. It is good to read. It's a common sense. Right? Why did I teach that chapter? To teach every day. Guys, now I want you to understand the memory diagram. Ready? Yeah? I want you draw the steps flow of execution. How many classes are there now? 2 classes. Which class you are running? College class. Main method class you are running. Look at here. So you are running Java College. Right? Java College when run. Tell me, first JVM software is loading which class? College class. First step. Loading means what? When you run Java command, JVM software is created by occupying some memory. Inside this memory, this entire college class byte code is stored. Are you understand my point? When you run the class into JVM memory, this entire class byte code is stored. Okay. Then after storing this, then execution starts with what? Main method. Inside main method, what statement you have written? This is step number 2. This is step number 3. Here, one member you are accessing or 2 members you are accessing? How many things you are accessing here? 2 things you are accessing. Number 1, student. Number 2, institute. So first this student must be available in JVM. Na? Tell me, inside JVM as of now, who is there only? College. Then tell me, college need what? Student. Then student also should come to JVM software, na? Agree? Without the student, college cannot execute. So first step, what happened here? Student class is loaded. So step number, this is 4. This is 4. Tell me. Now once the class is loaded into JVM, generally all people are feeling that main method is executed. No, main method is not executed. What member executed? Static variable. Static variable memory created first. Are you catching my point? In the college class, do you have any static variables? No. That's why directly execution starts with what? Main method. Now here, institute variable memory created with what value? Default value null. Are you catch my point? Default value null. So step number 5. So everyone tell me, when static variable get memory? When static variable will get memory? Static variable get memory when class is loaded into JVM. Tell me, all you people has to come to the classroom and sitting in the classroom to learn the Java. Now, who am I with respect to you? Am I a static variable or non-static variable? Chair, sir. For every student, one faculty there, Mr. Hari Krishna. To all students, we have separate chair. For every student, we have separate chair. So chair is what? Non-static variable. Okay, now the question. Before you all guys come to the class, I should learn Java, should be there in my brain. After you come to the class, then I am learning here and then teaching. Learning and teaching. Then is it a good or bad? Bad. That means when the static variable memory should be allocated, when object is created or before object creation? Before object creation, when class is loaded into JVM. What the meaning of class loaded into JVM? Whenever you run any class, whenever you access any member from the class, the entire class bytecode is loaded into, stored inside JVM memory. That is called what? Class loading. When class is loaded into JVM, JVM first allocate memory to whom now? All non-static variables. All people understand that? Right. Then next question. After static variables memory allocated, will it allocate memory to non-static variables? No. Then coming back to the place, calling place. 6. Okay, now by up to now understand? Then next what you did? You are trying to store the Naresh IT value inside which variable? Institute. Now it will go for institute variable to which class? Student class. Then it come to student class. In student class, institute variable null is replaced with what? Naresh IT. All you people understand a static variable execution flow? Right on up to here. You have written in 2 pages, huh? Wow, super. When you write a program, both programs must be in single page. This is a lesson for you, okay? Many times I told this point, but you never listen. Down. Close main method, close class. Already college class completed, na? Close college class, main method, close class. Down, write down this diagram completely as it is, including 3 objects. Up to here you write. Again down, execution flow. Take it in. Execution flow of above program. Execution flow of above program. Take it in. Execution flow of above program. Write down student class. Write college main method. Up to here sufficient. Don't write complete program. Now also writing in 2 pages array. Write down in 1 page side by side. Fold your book into 2 halves. Fold your book into 2 halves, write side by side. Understood what I'm saying? Write down class student and class college up to here. Close main method, close class. Steps clearly. First step is loaded into JVM. Second step, main method execution started. Third step, here we are accessing the class called student. Is the student class available in the JVM to run? No. Then next step what happened? Student class is loaded. So here you can write step what? Loading. After loading what happened? Static variable memory allocated with the default value first. Everyone please work along with me. So you have step number 6. This is step number 7. Assignment operator executing. Then variable is accessed. Step number 8. The value stored. So tell me, when static variable memory created, when object is created, or when class loaded into JVM? Static variable memory created when class is loaded into JVM. Then once the class loaded into JVM, next step is what? Control, come back to main method. We'll go to what? Next line. Go to next line. Can you try to draw memory for this one? You know, right? 8th step. 9. Okay, 9th step. Can you try yourself 9th step? Don't show your talent. Look at here. First, what happened? S1, variable memory, then new student, then new keyword will store the reference in S1. Totally 3 steps are there in 9th step. So tell me first, S1 variable memory created. I am writing here. S1 variable memory created equal to new student. Everyone should participate, please. New student, new keyword will go to student class. Already student class loaded into JVM. Then will it load the class again? No. Will it allocate memory to static variables again? No. Directly it will allocate memory to only non-static variables. Now here, new instance is created with how many, what the reference? 10. With how many variables? 2 variables. SNO and then what? SName. SNO variable default value what? 0. SName variable default value null. All people understood? Then now the 10 stored in S1 pointing to it. Come on guys, please answer. Why S1 variable is pointing to this student object? Come on. Why before it didn't point? Why S1 not pointing to this object here? Why now it is pointing to here? Because reference. Until the object reference is not stored, it cannot pointing to it. Understand? After object reference is stored, then it will start pointing. Understand? Tell me. S1 variable is of what type G? Student. That means it has permission to access the static variable also, na? Everyone should participate. I told you today class is very tough if you don't participate. Lot of critical points are there, confusion points are there, internal points are there. And tell me, a referenced variable S1 can pointing to non-static variables because of object reference. And the same referenced variable can also pointing to static variable because of the class. Okay, S1 variable of what type? Student. Because of student, it can pointing to static variable. Because of object reference, it can pointing to what? Object also. Is it clear to all? Right. Then now I'm going to the next step. Next step, you tell me. Next step is what? 10th step. Okay. In the 9th step, I want right here what? 9.1. Okay. In the 9th step, what happened? I want to take, this is 9.1. It is pointing to static member. Then what? Object created and pointing 9.2. Okay. And then next step, I want to take what? 10th step. Everyone tell me. In 10th step, first what happened? S2 variable created. Come on, expecting everyone to participate. S2 variable created. S2 variable is what type? S2 variable what type? Then it has a permission to access static variable of student or not? This is step number 10.1. Then equal to what you written? New student. Because of new student, what happened? Object is created. Inside this object, the non-static variables provided separate copy memory, na? What is the time? Okay, 0 replaced with 0 and what value there? Null. Reference is 2020. Now 2020 stored in S2. Now because of reference, now it is pointing to this object. Samajh mein aaya? Can you try third one yourself? Come on, draw these remaining steps. Now third step, what you did? First you have created S3 variable. Then because of the class, it is pointing to static variable. And because of new keyword, because of new student, now it is writing what? SNO. SName variables memory again created with values 0 and null. Reference is 3030. 3030 stored in S3 pointing to it. Tell me all three referenced variables. Nothing but all three objects are pointing to same static variable memory, and each object contains its own copy of non-static variables memory. Can you please read now the notes part? A variable that is declared outside of all methods and inside a class by using static keyword is called static variable. It's created outside of all methods inside class with the keyword static. So it is called what? Static variable. Next, a static variable is used for providing single copy memory. Tell me how many copies memory created for narration? SNO instituted variable single copy and used for storing value common to all object. Now narration is the value common to all student object 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have to declare that variable as static. Tell me, I have a question. The way creating variable as a static, is it a rule or recommendation? Is it a rule or recommendation? If I don't declare as a static, is there any compile time error? Is there any runtime error? What is the problem? Now this institute variable will be provided memory in all objects and store the same value, which leads to unnecessary memory creation and time waste. So if you declare it as a static, what is the advantage? It will be provided only one copy memory common to all objects and same value stored common to all objects. Samajh mein aaya? Right. So declaring the static is the static variables, I can say they are supporting non-static variables. Tell me, what are the main concepts of static variables or non-static variables? Object-oriented programming to build. What is the main component? Static or non-static? Non-static is a main concept and static is what? Supporting concept. Okay. Tell me now. Up to here, any confusions, buddy? All are really confident? Now tell me. Then next lines of the code, can you explain what happened? In next lines, what is written? S1 equal to SNO 101, S1 dot SName equal to HK. Here clearly you are saying that 101 stored in SNO. SNO is a static or non-static? Then it has one copy memory, a separate copy. In which copy you have to store in? S1. It will come here and existing 0 replace with 101. Okay, na? Next, S1 dot SName equal to HK. In S1, SName variable replace with HK. So, come on, tell me, is HK directly stored or outside object created? Outside object created and its reference is stored inside. Okay? Next, when I write S2 dot SNO 101 stored in SNO variable in S2, 0 replace with 102. Tell me, if I modify non-static variable with respect to one object, is that modification affected to another objects? I have asked a question expecting answer from everyone. I have created and I have modified non-static variable by using object. Is that modification affected to another object? No, because every variable has its own copy of memory. If you modify static variable by using one object, is that modification affected to another objects? Yes, because static variable memory common to all objects. For example, if I write S2 dot institute equal to HK, then now narration replaced with what? HK. Then S1, S3 students also now shifted to what? HK. Is it clear my point? So working with static variable is easy, not dangerous? Easier. Dangerous. Unknowingly, if you assign new value to static variable, then that modification affected to what? All objects. Be careful. Okay. Then third value we try to store inside S3. Then here 0, 0 replace with here BK. And now here 103 pk. Okay, na? Up to now understand? Right. The next step, what we have, system.out.println, s1.institute. Tell me, Rabbi, s1.institute, if you write, what happened? Tell me, s1.institute, if I write, first control is go to where? S1. Now, in S1, do you have institute variable? No. Then where it will go? Class. From the class, what value coming? Narration. S1.institute, narration. Next tell me. S2.institute also narration. S3.institute also narration. So we can access static variable by using class name. Also we can access by using object. If we access by using class name, we are giving a feeling. It is a common to all objects. If we access by using one object reference, we are just giving a feeling. It is value specific to object, but really specific? No. Okay, na? Right? Programmatically we are writing, but either you write S1 dot, S2 dot, S3 dot, always it is coming to the same memory one. So finally, I want you realize, visualize this memory diagram. Static variable has one copy memory, which is pointing by all object. Non-static variables provided separate copy memory in every object. So this is the final memory diagram. Will you practice and come this program? So tomorrow we will give conclusion on this memory diagram. Some more points are there. Okay. So expecting all the people to practice and come. So tomorrow, okay, can you try our employee example with static, non-static? Employee in place of institute, what will come? Company name. Take company name as a static. Now same example you rewrite with employee, and also you should draw memory. If you draw memory, then only you'll get clarity. So tomorrow can I check your notes? Let's see how many people work and come. Thank you. See you all tomorrow.